Hey everyone, welcome back to Bronwyn's Magical Crafts. And if you're just joining us, if you could just take a moment and go back and check out Circlets Part 1, 2, and 3. And I'd like to begin with our new craft, Trees of Life Pendants, Part 1. And this is the end product. But let us begin. You'll need quite a few items to begin this craft. You'll need scissors, small hand pliers, thin molding wire of any color of you choose in bronze, silver, or gold. It's your choice as long as it's very thin. It has to be super thin. The most important pieces will be your hoops, small, bigger. They come in wood, and also you have larger sizes. There are many different hoops that you can use. There are also hoops that are covered with material, which I don't have with me at this moment, but I do have them somewhere in this house. And the next item that you're going to need, and some of the most important item, is these tiny stones, these crystal stones, and they are pre-drilled. And I say always go and get pre-drilled. Otherwise, you'll be drilling these pieces, these stones, these tiny stones all by yourself. And you can find most of these items in your local craft shop. If not, I'm sure you can Google it and find them elsewhere, and you would be able to gather these products together and start creating. But in the meantime, let's begin with the very first step. But the most important thing always when creating new crafts, the most important thing I always tell everybody to have is patience when you're creating new crafts. But let's begin. The beginning is I take this thin molding wire. It's very pliable, just like all the rest of the molding wires that we've been using. And I'll cut about a foot and a half. I'd cut about a foot and a half of 30 of these according to the size that I need. I'm cutting about a foot and a half for this small loop that we're going to be using, this small hoop, because we're going to go simple at first until you learn how to create this craft yourself. Once you start practicing, you'll be doing this in your sleep. But always remember, when you're creating and crafting, your imagination is the most important thing besides patience that you have. So let's continue, and we're going to cut 30 wires, about a foot and a half each. And I'm only going to cut one or two of these right now just so that we can begin this. Let me cut one more, and keep the wires the same length at all times. Don't go different sizes. Try to keep it the same so that you're regulated and it's easier for you to maintain. I'm going to cut this second piece again. It's the same size. Now you're going to have 30 pieces of a foot and a half of this thin molding wire. Remember, 30 pieces. And once you get to 30 pieces, fold them once again in half, completely in half again. Okay? You're going to take your scissor and you're going to cut it once more. So you'll have 60 pieces of this thin wire in your hands. That's a lot of wire to maintain. And I only have 4 right now. So we're going to begin by attaching this wire to this hoop. And it's very easy when you're first starting it. Make sure you wrap the wire diagonally around so that it comes around. As you can see, it's not directly in the center or wrapped and looped in one spot. I'm wrapping it. I'm doing a spiral around the hoop. And then I'm going to lock these pieces, close these pieces off. Remember, again, you don't want any pieces sticking out loose where they can attach themselves to clothing or stick you. Or, again, if you're creating your products and you begin to sell them, you're not going to be selling many if people are getting hurt by your product. So make sure that your product does not have anything sticking out and everything is tightly around your hoop. Remember, you're going to have 60 long pieces like this. A lot to contain, even with a simple small piece. I hope you've enjoyed this first segment, this first part 1 of Tree of Life pendants, and come back again to see part 2 of Tree of Life. Once again, have a great day. Thank you for coming. Many blessings.